This is Femi John. Watch him during shoot-arounds and you would assume he's one of SLU's key players. See him on the bench during games and you would think he's a young assistant. However, Femi is neither of these. Injuries derailed his young playing career, while a sudden coaching change left him without a defined role for his senior season. But rather than give up, Femi has remained committed to the team, following a different path in the quest to fulfill his dream.
All right, so this letter right here is from Coach Majerus. Let me see if it's dated. July 3rd, 2007. So that was going into my senior year of high school. It says, Femi, I want to take this opportunity to thank you again for placing your confidence in us and choosing St. Louis to be your home after the season ends. In the meantime, compete to the best of your abilities and always enjoy the fact that you are able to play a game that you love. Have a great July. Sincerely, Coach Rick Majerus.
Coach Rick, he was just really, really fond of Femi. And Femi, when he heard that he was coming to St. Louis, it just ended everything for him as far as the recruiting process.
Majerus opted to redshirt Femi in his first year on campus. It was during a trip to Richmond in February 2009 that Femi broke his right kneecap.
I was driving and I just planted really hard and my knee, I heard a pop. And I've been having knee pain throughout the year, but you don't really pay too much attention to it. Everybody's telling you, you're gonna be in pain. You know, it's Division I sports.
Take your time was my biggest thing. I always told him take his time, which I don't think he did.
He managed to recover in time for the 2009-2010 season, but tore the meniscus of that same knee in November of 2009. Assured by doctors he could do no further damage, he continued to play.
It took me back to when he played football in high school. He hurt his leg and he just had to keep going. Femi has always been driven by the game.
Femi played through the injury for the next 2 months, but on January 17th, his knee just gave out.
We were probably 10 minutes into the game and I came down and I shot faked the guy. What I didn't expect was him to kind of land on my back. And my knee just kind of gave a little bit. And at that point, I was like, all right, I can't do this anymore. It's doing more harm than it is good for me in my career.
Maybe an athlete will get hurt once, but twice, no, that doesn't happen. I mean, maybe he'll go through another rehab period with Jason for a month or two, but he'll be back on the court.
The injury kept Femi out for the rest of the year. A few weeks after the season ended, Majerus called in Femi and his parents for a meeting.
He was like, why are they making it so formal, Emily? Like, what could they possibly want to say to me?
They told me that your knee's done, you know, we still want you here, we still want you to be a part of the team, but you won't be able to play.
I kept saying, so are you saying he can't play again? The doctor was like, it's like having this glass. He's halfway there. But if he was my son, I don't think I would let him play again.
It took him some time, but Femi eventually shifted his focus both on and off the court.
I always thought I'd go to college for 4 years and then go play in Spain or something. Kind of had my life planned out in that sense, but after I got injured, I was like, oh my goodness, what do I want to do with my life?
His drive to study and be the best nursing student there was just like it was when he was playing basketball. When you say it shifted, it shifted.
I think it's really tough for Femi, but I think he's really handled it in a really humble way. I think his faith kind of plays into that and realizing that basketball isn't solely what he's put on this earth for.
It was just fun to see him fall in love with another aspect of life, fall in love with taking care of people rather than basketball and like sports. That was definitely a fun experience, and he excelled in it. Like, he's an amazing nurse.
My cousin told me the other day that I was only the second person in our family to graduate college since like 1990 or something.
Majerus offered Femi the opportunity to keep a scholarship and stay with the team as an assistant coach.
I think it was that initial shock that made him not want to take on the coaching type of position that Rick had said he would be like.
I think I always was telling him, you know, how is it going to be on game day? Do you want to be in the bleachers or do you want to be back during the locker room talk at halftime?
I'll always be grateful for him. I don't necessarily know why I wasn't able to play and all that good stuff, but I know that Coach Majerus kind of gave me a role and I didn't really have to make one, which was a good thing.
I think you really motivate Femi to lead out in his role, you know, even though he wasn't playing.
The veteran head coach made sure Femi knew that even though he wasn't able to play, he was still an integral part of the team. That all changed in the summer of 2012.
We start with breaking news out of St. Louis University, where it was announced just moments ago that health concerns will prevent men's basketball coach Rick Majerus from returning this season. The 64-year-old Majerus.
I think it would have been even really easy as a shift occurred, no matter who was the coach, that Femi could have said, all right, well, like now that Rick is gone, I'm gonna, do my own thing. And it's really a testament to his character that he stayed with us this year and continued to come to the practices and coach. And for him, it's tough because he can't lead by example. He's not playing on the court. So he's really able to verbalize what he's trying to convey.
I was proud of Femi because I figure if he didn't play, at least he would have the experience that he always dreamed of. And he made it through it.
At this time, we'd like to recognize 4 members of the St. Louis University family as part of our Senior Day celebration. These 4 student athletes have given their all to the program, and all are Billikens in the truest sense of the word. First up, Femi John, the first senior we're going to recognize today.
Maybe a lot of people don't know what he's done off the court in my life and the lives of other players, but when he walked across, the court at that moment, I was like, I'm just proud of you, man. Like, I know how far you've grown, and I know you're going to be a great man, a great husband when you grow up. And I welled up a little bit, but I was just proud of my friends.
I think it's definitely just been a life-changing experience for Femi, and he was able to, find other strengths that he didn't know he had. He's so much more than the game that it was never, oh my gosh, I lost my boyfriend who's an athlete and he doesn't know what he's gonna do with his life.
I'm so proud of him because he didn't take the opportunity to just give up on life. He decided to take what he had and go around the other kids and show them and share with them.
When they told me that I couldn't play, I wouldn't think 3 years later I would be sitting here saying, oh man, it's been a great experience. I thought it would be miserable to be here and not be playing. And it still is some days, but for the most part, it's been a great experience. I don't think, would I change it? Probably so. I wouldn't want to get injured, but that's my story, so.